Hello and welcome to the information session that was scheduled on April 1st, 2025. This is the recorded version for those of you who signed up and were not able to attend, or the one that you requested to provide to someone else who might be interested in knowing more about coaching, knowing more about me and Pillar Coaching Services, or the group coaching cohort that's about to start. My name is Natalie Malice. I'm the founder of Pillar Coaching Services. We're located in The Hague in the Netherlands. And I'm going to give you a little bit of information about me and our services as we move through the presentation. So a little bit about what to expect. I'll give you an introduction, a program overview of specifically about group coaching and the cohort and the program itself, the benefits of this type of coaching, as well as the specific tactical structural things that you might want to know in terms of this program in particular, and then the next steps. So in the live session, there was the ability to do a demo and answer some questions. So please, if you were not able to attend that and you would like to have a one-on-one with me, I'm happy to offer a complimentary exploration call where we can work through a coaching challenge that you might need a little direction on, so you can get a feel for what coaching's like. And also, of course, any questions that you have that I don't answer in this session, please feel free to reach out, send me an email, and we can connect that way. All of the information will be at the end of this recording. I was born and raised in the US. I'm a Cuban American first generation, so my parents were both immigrants from Cuba. And I grew up mostly in Miami, although I lived quite a number of different places as a young person and then in my professional life. And I feel that all these different places that I've lived and experiences that I've had have really informed the person that I am today. So I'm grateful for the variety that came with all of that. Shortly into my young adult life, I graduated from high school and moved to New York City to pursue my dream of going into theater and the performing arts. I studied at Tisch School of the Arts and graduated there with a bachelor's in fine arts in acting. And I also received a minor in business from the Stern School of Business. And that was a wonderful experience for me. And shortly thereafter, went into the entertainment industry, except it was more so on the business side of things. I dabbled in the recording arts industry as well as the movie business from a soundtracks and music supervision perspective. It was a really dynamic and exciting time to be in the music business, to learn all that I did from the ground up in terms of the different roles that I played in the industry. And then in 2006, I shifted. So I had moved into sales. I went into the healthcare and pharmaceutical industry. And then shortly thereafter, met my husband, who introduced me to the world of entrepreneurship and small business ownership. So I have been in small business ownership since 2006. Together with him, we've partnered and operated businesses that were in the medical diagnostics field, in home health care, and then we opened even a photography studio for a brief time, and then we went into real estate. And I like to say that my husband got into real estate so that I could then become a coach, because that's really how I ended up to be sitting in front of you today. If it were not for the fact that he affiliated with a company called Keller Williams Realty International, I wouldn't be here today. I was given incredible training and incredible coaching as a small business owner and an entrepreneur through Keller Williams. And in the process of being my own business owner and working on two different levels of real estate with my husband, and then also on my own. I took on a leadership role at the firm in Asheville, North Carolina, where I was located. And I became their productivity and training development director. So this was an exciting time to really explore coaching as a profession. And I found that it was the direction that I wanted to go full time. So it was the thing that put me on the path. And what I found in my own developmental process and through becoming a coach is that all of the things that got me to that place in 2022, when I officially launched this coaching practice, is that people are at the heart of everything that I found passion for and that I really grew in as a professional. My inexhaustible curiosity for just the human spirit and human creativity, innovation, and individuality, because we are all so uniquely different. It is my absolute passion to help people connect with themselves authentically and to have that inform the decisions and the choices that they make professionally, personally, to live the best life that they can live. So in 2022, like I said, I made a shift. I became accredited through ICF, which is the International Coaching Federation, and I chose to go into developmental coaching. So, what is developmental coaching? What's the difference? Well, up until that point, although I had been coached and trained in some mindset work and some deeper transformational work, it was not the crux of the coaching training that I had received. Developmental coaching really is all about our adult development and the fact that if you believe, which I wholeheartedly do, that as humans, we are lifelong learners. There's not a moment that we aren't a student of something because life is constantly changing as we are constantly changing in life and the circumstances that we're in. Developmental coaching looks at the whole person. And so we don't just focus on cognitive skills and intellect and decisions made by the mind. We are a whole body, we're a whole human being. So, presence based coaching, which is the advanced certification program that I went through, really has several pillars that it stands on. There's mindfulness, resilience building, there's neuroscience, there's psychology, there's somatics work. Okay. And so understanding how the body informs our actions, our choices, our habit nature. So not ignoring everything from the neck down, because this has so much information that's rich and valuable that can help us to shift and change behavior that's holding us back. Developmental coaching also looks at the what many people consider or phrase soft skills of an individual, our way of communicating, again, verbally and non-verbally with other people. What are we picking up as individuals and what are we giving off as individuals? And how can we open ourselves in a grounded way to be able to offer feedback, offer encouragement, have difficult and challenging conversations that we may feel uncomfortable about, and we can still do. Have conversations where we are on the opposing side of an argument respectfully. So it's a heart based type of coaching. Developmental coaching is all three. It's the mind, it's the body, and it's the heart. Okay. And so, as leadership presence coaches, this is starting with self leadership. How do I lead myself so that then I can lead others, whether it's my family, a team, clients, my customer base, how do I lead? Where are my values? What's informing me and helping motivate me to move in that direction? Okay. So, how did the coaching collective come about? Well, I've done group coaching in the past, and I've always found it as both a participant and as a coach to be incredibly dynamic and a lot of fun. So there's richness that comes from a group of people coming together and uh, working on one particular singular topic and having all of these multiple perspectives that can engage all of us in different ways and inform us in ways that we hadn't seen before, just from a shared perspective standpoint. And being that I moved in 2023 from the United States to Europe, I have established a connection and community here in Europe, and I have my connection and my community in the United States. And what better time in the world than to bring not just people from the same industry or the same leadership level, but all different types, multi generation, multicultural, across time zones, across industries together at a time where it's quite difficult to be out and informed in a way that's personal. We're sitting in our silos, in our wheelhouse that we're comfortable in. We're being informed by things that are, sometimes that we can't filter out, and then other times that's being filtered out without us even realizing. And so I feel called to bring people together in this way to allow for the cultivation of community to happen out of people that otherwise may not have ever met, where you can walk away after this program and say, I now have someone who I've connected with in a part of the world that I've never even visited, um, and see what see what magic comes from that. And so I already mentioned the fact that there's dynamic insight that comes from a group collective learning. There's also acceleration in our development. So, acceleration in our development because we have a higher level of accountability. Now, there's not just one person that's expecting um, to hear back from us on how we did or what we discovered over the past week. There's 4 or 5 other people that have that awareness and they're holding it with you so that you're more likely, it's proven that we're more likely to push ourselves forward outside of our comfort zones when we feel held by a group of people. It's also accelerated growth because even on days where you may not be motivated to be coached or to explore a topic yourself, you're as an observer growing from the knowledge and the witnessing of what somebody else is being coached around. That accelerated development comes from your embodiment of an experience through someone else's eyes that may show up later on in your life or may resonate right now in this moment. I'd like you to think, as we look at the overview for this program, of a particular topic, something, maybe it's 1 or 2 of the biggest challenges right now that you're facing that you'd like coaching to help you with. It could be a lack of clarity around some personal or professional goal, difficulty staying motivated or accountable, struggling with work life balance or stress management, feeling stuck where you are in your career or in your own personal growth. Maybe you have challenges with confidence and self doubt. You might have difficulty making important decisions right now. Everything feels like a priority or the top priority. Or maybe you're seeking better leadership and communication skills. Maybe it's something else. But take a moment and see if there's something that pops up to the surface, maybe 1 or 2 based on these offerings here, and consider that challenge. While you bear in mind this challenge that's risen up for you after looking at that list and considering other things that are um, challenging in your life right now and the complexities of your situation, imagine the added benefit. If you are someone who is a lifelong learner and enjoys being in a group environment where you can share takeaways, where you often benefit from something that someone else picked up that you might not have caught initially. And also imagine where the practices that one would incorporate as suggestions by a coach in a one-on-one conversation, they become more explicit. And so the calls are longer, and the calls are longer so that there's more time to be able to have a little bit of education around a particular type of developmental practice, a little bit of a setup when it comes to topics that we'll be exploring, and the experimentation with those practices that you'll be doing in breakout sessions. So there's actual education and learning in a group coaching environment, coupled with moments of one-on-one coaching that you are either coached on as the coachee because it's a topic that resonates with you and you would like that coaching in that moment, or as an observer because it doesn't speak to you in that moment and you just want to bear witness to what's happening. Or we as a group have committed to the fact that during those one-on-one times, we will hold the space and bear witness to what's going on so that we can share our own feedback as observers. Now, that is in and of itself, without seeing it happen and play out, might be difficult to imagine or envision. Just know that you have these added layers to the group dynamic that are around education and practice of skills in a safe space where you can do this before you play it out in the real world, and a heightened level of accountability around the developmental edge, the coaching outcome, and the field work that you're going to commit to do by virtue of being in a group. And so that augmentation of there are multiple people that know that this is important to me, that this is something that I'm committing to, that these are areas of practice for me, and that there are multiple people throughout the week that are holding you in their consciousness, that you're going to be connected to for encouragement, for advice, and that when things don't go well, they're there to learn with you through that breakdown, through that struggle, and that it makes the celebrations and the breakthroughs that much sweeter when it's in a group. So the accountability that augments and heightens and accelerates your learning and your development, the multiple perspectives that come from approaching one particular topic together at the same time and sharing a different perspective on it, getting feedback in a place that's safe, where everybody has committed to be respectful and to honor one another and to see each other and to listen actively with each other. That's a place to share and to practice these soft skills that may not come easily to some, or ones where in particular circumstances they don't come easily, right? This idea of being able to be on both sides of the coin as observer and then also in the hot seat as the coachee. All of this with the added benefit of sharing a coach, which shares in the cost of this investment in your development. So the actual structure is 12 weeks. So we'll come together once a week where you will have a 75-minute call. That 75-minute call will involve a mood check. We will have a little bit of a settling in or centering time together. We'll celebrate anything that someone wants to share that's happened over the course of the week. And then we'll work on a specific topic. We'll do that through a little bit of education and then breakout, and then some takeaways from the breakout that we'll share in group discussion. From that point, there will be a one-on-one conversation that everyone will be witness to, except for the coach and coachee, and then the rest will be witness to that coaching conversation. So learning from that. And then there'll be declaration of actions for accountability's sake. So anyone that wants to share what their actions will be for the next week that's going to work towards their goals, they can share on the call. And then we'll also have a WhatsApp chat. So the WhatsApp chat is a way for us to stay connected and to feel present in one another's lives, across time zones, across borders. And if you want to declare what your actions are going to be, at that time you can. And if you wanted to say, hey, I've got this difficult conversation coming up on Wednesday, please keep me in your thoughts. We'll all be there for you to cheer you on. If you have questions about things, this is the place to do it, to stay engaged, to stay active so that we're making progress in between calls. That's when the growth really happens. We'll have some exclusive materials that you'll be given. I'll share reading materials. I'll share different worksheets that we have from our methodologies in presence-based coaching and other methods that I've used in the past. So those resources will be shared. And those are exclusive for you all in the group. And I'll show you in a second where you'll be able to access those things. And then, like I said, you are getting the benefit of all of this different incredible, rich discussion that happens with the group. So one thing to be clear on is that in the first session, we're going to get acquainted as a group. And in the first session, we'll identify topics that matter to this particular cohort so that we can really bring to the surface things that matter to you all. And over the course of the next 11 weeks, cover those things and really dig deeper into those areas that matter most to you. And then it'll give us direction for your individualized development plans. Like I said, the declared outcomes that you're looking for, the commitments that you're going to be putting yourself up for in progress for your coaching. Finally, the price is 635 euros per participant for the 12-week program. It's an estimated value of almost 4,000 euros if you were to be doing one-on-one coaching. So a tremendous value to be able to benefit from leadership coaching in this standpoint. Here's just a snapshot so that you can see the platform, the online platform that I work with. It's called Simply Coach, and it's a great platform where the coachees and the coach can interface, okay? This will have everything laid out as our group. It makes it easier for me to be able to disseminate information to all of you at once. But each of you have your own confidential and personal profile. So within there, you can choose to use the private journal where you can take notes on a particular call. You can take notes throughout the week. If you are somebody that wants to track something like that in that way. There's also ways for more visual learners to be able to have a progress chart of where the goal that they want to accomplish and the steps that they're taking every week to get there. We can list your actions in there so you can use it as much or as little as you would like. There's ways to set reminders where if you're somebody that really benefits from having an email sent to them or a text sent to them, we can set those things up for you. So please consider all of those things. when you are looking at these programs. And if you are here, one of the things that motivated you was to look at different programs and what they offer. This platform is really something that I've found tremendously beneficial for my clients and for me to be able to go back to look at and to track progress when sometimes we have self-doubt that we've made any progress at all. Next steps. I want you to think again about the coaching challenge for yourself for a minute, the thing that popped into your mind first, and thinking about the framework of this, thinking about how developmental coaching works, and whether or not this is something that will support you through that challenge. And I also like you to think again about what motivated you to attend this session today. Curiosity around me and what I do for a living, curiosity around the program, in particular, group coaching, whether it was personal growth that you're looking for, maybe it's networking and you would like to have a group of people that are connection points for you outside of your current community. And maybe you're comparison shopping or you're a coach yourself. I really hope that I was able to give you the answers that you're seeking. If you didn't find the answers to what you were seeking and you have questions that I didn't answer, please reach out. Let me know. I'm happy to answer your questions through email. Like I said, if you click on or if you copy and paste this URL here, it'll take you to the registration page. And at the bottom of the registration page, it'll say to sign up for a complimentary call. Please reach out and take me for a test drive if you're curious. If you are ready to go and you feel that the coaching collective sounds exactly like what it is that you're looking for today, here are the options currently for the group coaching collective. We'll meet Tuesdays starting April 22nd at 8 o'clock over here in the Netherlands, and 8 p.m., in the Netherlands, and Wednesdays starting April 23rd at 5 o'clock in the Netherlands. And on Thursdays, we're starting at 3 o'clock. So you choose a date and a time slot that works for you. If these don't work for you, please reach out anyway. Register for a day that works for you and let me know that the time doesn't. In the registration page, there is a place to pay the 635 euros that will be converted into the currency where you live. And go ahead and register there and pay there online to make it simple. If you are not able to make the 635 euro commitment in one shot, please register and then I will follow up with you to find out what kind of payment plan we can put in place for you. So please don't let the one-time payment prohibit you from registering. You can register and then we can figure out how to get your payment through. I really hope that this has been helpful. I hope that I can answer. I hope to see some of you in person, and I hope to hear from all of you in some way, shape, or form on how this resonated, what you'd like to see more of, and how I can serve you. Thank you so much. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day.